Recording in progress.
Yes.
Come on.
Echo.
All set? Okay. Good evening and welcome to the, pardon me, August 18th, 2025 meeting of the Hampden Selectboard and Board of Health in the Townhouse Auditorium. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being held live in the auditorium, but also broadcast on Zoom. We are recording the meeting. Is there anyone else recording the meeting besides Kristen from the Hampden Wilbraham Times? Yes, it is. All right, we have minutes. August 4th. We do have to thank our minutes team. You guys, you do a great job with these. I don't know if we have a recap. It's now, how was that first bingo? Anybody go? We signed that one-day permit. Don, did you make it there?
No,
No? Oh, shoot. It was Sophie away. Didn't know if your time was freer.
spent a lot of time at the track.
All right, good to know. Thank you. All right, Brindle Bandit to win. All right, any comments on the minutes?
Move approval of the August 4th, 2025 minutes.
All in favor? Aye, thank you. Well, first on the agenda, we had some business with some retired employees, how we're waiting for some guests to arrive. So let's move down the agenda. Next is a grievance complaint from the police department. Hey, RG Yvonne, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So, you have a grievance.
We do.
Many of us do in so many ways.
I hear you. Essentially, it's the stipend. Sergeant Cooney was a member of the department July 1st. It's pretty clearly written in our contract that members have the choice. He selected the stipend, and it was not paid, and we're looking to have that rectified.
Okay, do we have a copy of that language? Brian?
Yep, it's in the.
Should be Article 19.
Oh, do you have that?
I don't have a copy. I have a copy?
Oh, here you go.
I'm looking for the full, I'm more of a full copy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, there we go. All right, so is it your position that the A, B, C, D, you're only talking about the A part, but the B, C, and D don't apply?
The B, C, and D were for the draw accounts, not the stipend. The stipend was a one-time paid on July 1st. We discussed in negotiations that officers could use it towards whatever they deemed, whether it be cell phones, watches. That's why we gave up.
Applicable to their work.
Correct. But even during the conversations, negotiations, we discussed them being able to replace their cell phones, Apple Watches, if they were damaged or whatever the case may be, because we use them on duty. That was part of the reasons why we gave up the cell phones that the town supplied, that and the lack of use of them. So it was kind of a win-win for everybody, we felt.
Okay, so it's your thought, though, that this would be for things that were done during the work time between July 1st and June 30th
From the previous year, or whatever, it could be
of that year, of this year, or
previous year.
you think this is reimbursement for prior years?
Well, typically, even with the clothing allowance, we're replacing gear that we've had that's worn out from the previous year. So we buy it on the July 1st. I know Chief Trombley felt it was from July 1st to June 30th. But that was never discussed. That was never part of the stipulation. It was just part of the payment of when it occurred, which is why we put the July 1st date on it. Because on July 1st, you can take it and do what you need to do with it. So it was never, there were never any stipulations put on it.
Don?
So you're saying that the money, July 1st, is for purchases made from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2020, no, to June 30th, 2025.
No, what I'm saying is on July 1st, we can take the $1,500 and replace whatever equipment we need. That's,
Okay,
so whether it's equipment we want for going forward or equipment we're replacing from the previous 10 years of service.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying, so whether your equipment going forward, the person's not working forward in the police department, and if it's to replace equipment past, the person's not working any longer in the police department.
Again, when we created this, we created the stipend specifically for people like Sergeant Cooney who didn't have to spend $1,500 on specific equipment. It could be replacing whatever the case may be. That's why we gave up. That's why we bundled everything from the cell phone, if you recall, when we negotiated, from the cell phones and everything else, and we just said the stipend, use it at your discretion. There's no receipts required. It was a stipend to use at your discretion without receipts. That's what we discussed and agreed upon. It's the same difference if you're issuing personal days on July 1st, you're not planning on using them, you get cashed out on them, or whatever other benefits. That's why people always wait till after July or after their anniversary date to retire. Same thing with vacation days. You're not.
No, vacation is a benefit that was earned in the prior year.
I would argue this is a benefit that we.
It's been that way in private business forever. Same thing, but
On July 1st, I get $1,500 to do what?
Whatever you wanted with the stipend. That was what we discussed. Whatever they felt they need to replace, whatever equipment they needed to be replaced, or whatever the case may be. That's why we did the stipend.
But I guess, so if you're not going to be a police officer anymore, what equipment do you need to be replaced, or what uniform do you need to be replaced? I guess that's my.
Well, that was never a stipulation of it. We didn't say if you're retiring this year, you don't get it. We never said so whether he retires on July 5th or he retires December 30th, whatever the case may be, where's the line? We never established.
Well, the line is it's for a specific purpose, and that purpose no longer exists if you're no longer a police
Worked
officer.
for 4
I know it's only $1,500, but
Well, I understand. I mean, he worked for 4 days. He could have done whatever he wanted with
he
it.
was on vacation those 4 days.
Doesn't matter. He's still, just because you're on vacation doesn't mean you can't go out and buy whatever you need. If it
For
was,
vacation?
whatever the case may be. You know, we never put a stipulation on for what it was, for what we,
All right,
what it was used for. I mean, maybe in the future, we might want to look at that in negotiations and break it up and try to
I
make it
think we will.
fair. Well, no, listen, I understand there's some, I can see both sides, I guess is what I'm saying, but I understand at this point in time, I was asked to bring this forward, I did. I think it's pretty clearly written in the contract. If we want to change that going forward to make it a little more fair, maybe break it up, break it in two, or July 1st, December 1st, there's always, I'm definitely willing to look at that and try to make it as fair for both sides as possible, but at this particular junction, it is what it is. I think it's written
Eric?
So you have A, B, C, and D here. D says receipts must be turned to the chief as promptly as possible to receive reimbursement. Was that done?
That
I think
was for,
he's saying that,
that was for the.
saying there are two different choices. If you use the draw, then B, C, and D apply for draw usage.
Correct.
If you don't take a stipend.
Which is, I think, I know you weren't on the board when
Right.
we negotiated it, but when we negotiated the stipend, we had agreed that there were not to be receipts turned in. It was just because it gets cumbersome tracking everything.
Yeah.
Understood. And we agreed to.
Sure.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing here, there's a bit of ambiguity here,
Yeah.
but enough ambiguity that, in my opinion, I think there is a bit of an obligation because of the ambiguity to issue the 1,500. I think, there's
I think there's
can be
room for
interpreted.
improvement.
And there's room for improvement in the
in
future.
wording.
Yeah,
Wording,
but
sure, but for now.
Again, this is what, we weren't
I
I
think,
thinking of people retiring, we were thinking of
Of course.
them using it, so this.
There's always exceptions. Yeah.
Right. Again, every time we write something, it can be interpreted several different ways, and once an issue comes up like this, maybe we address it and break it up into two, or
Right.
come up with some clearer language.
Right.
I think the intent was,
all right, so we have a grievance, we would need a motion and a vote. Are we going to uphold or deny the grievance? So to uphold the grievance would be to basically reimburse or issue $1,500 towards Vertically, and that would be upholding the grievance. So I'll make a motion of either way to deny the grievance or uphold the grievance.
I agree on upholding the, I agree with
Motion to
upholding.
uphold the grievance,
And I agree with that motion to uphold the grievance at this point.
reluctantly, yeah.
Second?
All right, we have a motion to uphold the grievance filed by the police union. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Okay, you seconded for this.
Yeah, to get
Moving
moving along.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Moving
appreciate it.
so just to be clear, he'll be paid the 1,500. I just want to make sure I'm understanding that correctly.
Yep. Don's in charge, but I think it's $1 a week. Right, Don?
Better do it than cheat you out of it.
I agree. Appreciate it, thank you very much.
All right. They all show up yet?
Okay. All right, there we go. What else we got?
Well, we might as well, since we still do not have, hard to believe the state is late, but let's move on. We have Parks and Rec to talk about a vehicle.
Yeah,
Already up at the table, so let's go.
yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Yeah. You got a PowerPoint?
No PowerPoint today?
No DVD, nothing?
No, nothing.
Damn, this is like informal.
Unexciting, unexciting.
I want to make a point. I was down at the park with the grandchildren a week or so ago, and I got to tell you, that place is stunning. Stunning. I compliment Steve Bennett and his staff down there, and just, man, I haven't been down there for decades, and it looked terrific.
I'll pass on that to him. He's doing a great job. One of the things we use to keep that park looking so great is the truck. And unfortunately, the truck is not doing very well. It's a 2008 Ford F-250. It only has about 66,000 miles on it, but it paid for a number of years. It predates me being here in September of 2023, so I don't know exactly when Parks and Rec acquired it or shared it with, or we were sharing it for a time with the Highway Department. It was leaking, so we took it in to get an estimate on repairing a leak to Corby's, and it was found that the body and bed is rusted so poorly that the bed could just fall off. Steve has wedged some 2x4s in there to keep it on. It's leaking coolant, transmission leaks, all the transmission lines need to be replaced. There's oil leaks, and in order for those oil leaks to be repaired, the engine needs to be removed. Obviously, that's a costly process. The approximate estimate to get this truck back into safe driving standard, I guess, would be about $4,000. I did a quick Kelly Blue Book value on the truck. That doesn't put in any of the damage that I just discussed with you, and the value is about $9,500. The truck's not worth that. I wouldn't say the truck's probably worth the $4,000 to put into it, So in my eyes, it's not smart to invest more money in this truck that is on its way out. So I'm here to kind of find out about my options for what to do with it. You know, normally I think we trade vehicles in and get a new one. I'm not sure that Parks and Rec necessarily needs a new vehicle to operate, but we do need a vehicle. So I'm here to kind of find out about selling that vehicle, scrapping that vehicle, donating that vehicle, what we need to do as town property in order to move this vehicle on to wherever it's gonna go. And then I have a follow-up question about, does the town have a policy for purchasing used vehicles? So that's, I think, where we need to live, is purchasing something probably with high miles. We don't put a ton of miles on, but we do need a vehicle, a truck, to mulch, do all the things that we need to do, trailer if we need to. So I'm just kind of here on a fact-finding mission about how we should proceed with this vehicle.
Well, one thing I would say is we appreciate you bringing forth, in front of us, that you're having difficulty with it. I was here when the vehicle was transferred from the highway department. Pretty good shape at that point, but it is distressing that you're seeing this type of thing with, obviously, a Ford with only 60,000 miles on it. I would say the typical thing we would do, we would discuss with the highway superintendent what the next vehicle in his fleet, just like we did with this one.
So I had a discussion with Mark.
Oh, I appreciate.
I reached out to him. He, right now, his oldest vehicle is the one that Ed uses the trailer to mow all the fields in town, or all the grass in town. I asked him, is that something that you're looking or thinking about getting rid of? He said, no, it's a perfectly operational vehicle that we're using. So from my discussion with Mark, he doesn't have anything in the fleet right now that he'd be willing to pass down to us.
No, I appreciate you doing that for us. So I'm sorry, so Ed uses for mowing?
Ed trailers, like he mows the front of TWP, he mows the sides of Memorial Park, he mows along the road, he mows this building, so he trailers that mower around with that truck.
The highway truck?
With the highway truck.
Right, yeah.
Their oldest truck.
Right. So anyhow, Brian will reach out to him as well. We'll talk about that. We have a pretty, I would say, some big issues coming in the fall for, expenditures. Could possibly be something for next spring, looking for a new vehicle. I think your point that maybe it's not a full-time vehicle for you, but is there an opportunity for another pass-down type thing? I don't think the expense, if you're saying it's only $4,000 to get it up and running, how much over the winter do you actually use that truck?
Well, we have to have a discussion with Mark about possibly plowing the road up to the raw. That has not been done, and we had some quick discussions last year about that. I guess there is a plow that fits that truck that's available. And so we'd be positive, if Mark doesn't want to plow that raw building, because people walk up it, the water runs down it, it gets very icy and slippery, it needs to be plowed. But that's not in his normal routine of plowing. So if we were gonna do that, we would use the truck for that in the winter. Other than that, it's for purchasing supplies at Home Depot and things like that during the winter.
So a lot less usage in the winter than obviously during the season.
Fair,
Yeah,
yeah.
right, okay. So if there's no opportunity to provide a new truck, until next summer, is it worth putting the repair money into it?
Not for my budget.
I understand that. Say it wasn't your budget, is it worth repairing it to get it to?
$4,000 for 9 months' time of a vehicle doesn't seem fiscally responsible to me, but if somebody else.
Well, it depends how much life it brings to it.
And this $4,000, this is just fixing the oil leak, or this is also repairing the rust?
All the repairs to bring it up to
They're
safe road.
taking care of the bed rust and all that, putting new bed, okay. Are they doing any kind of rust remediation with the framework as well, or is this just repairs?
This was just the repairs.
How much, I thought we had a pretty good warranty, we were buying things, but there's none of that transmission stuff that's under 100,000 mile warranty?
2008, so you're gonna have a run out on a 100,000 mile warranty anyway. It's gonna expire after 7 years or whatever. So
That's pretty good, 2008, well, only 60,000 on it. Good usage.
purchasing used vehicles though, what's our policy on that?
Yeah, we don't have one at this point, we've never done that, so. The only used thing we got was probably that trailer you guys picked up. So, hey, Cliff. All right, well, thank you for bringing it to our attention. We'll do some research on our part. We're going to talk to Mark as well. Maybe it's something we need to help with him.
Okay.
Hi, Cliff. All right.
Again, here, still nobody. Hiring and personnel update. Brian? Uh-oh.
Just to send, just escort.
Is there an escort for the senator, or is that it? Yeah. Maybe it's a- Or do you want to just take something else, maybe the,
Yeah, let's do something else quickly.
oh, really? Okay, how about the Concom people? I have that discussion, do we have time for that?
Tom, I think.
Are they coming or no?
Tom Page is supposed to come in, but
All right.
7, so.
Appointment slips.
What about the TWB update?
I don't know if we had enough time for that.
There, want to do that?
Who's here? Wait, I don't see the, what are we waiting for?
They're probably downstairs in our office.
So,
Went through the security. All right, TWB update. Go ahead.
so last week, I walked through the building. We had an energy audit with NV5, hired as the town's regional energy manager. I expect those results to come back probably this week or next week. They're looking at all aspects of the building, mechanical and energy conservation opportunities. So hopefully we'll hear back from them. As you know, many of the classrooms in TWB have 9x9 vinyl tiles, which have small percentage of asbestos in it, but they need to be remediated. So we put out a bid to remediate 5 classrooms. These numbers won't mean anything, but E8 to E4, it's if you walk into the right, walk in the main entrance to the right, it's those immediate 5 classrooms. And I requested bids for those classrooms together and also a unit price for many of the classrooms are standard size, either 800, 900, or 1,000. So I have those. I received bids back at the end of last week, and I want to talk those over with our facilities manager before moving forward on that. But the low price was 24,000 and some change for those 5 classrooms.
All right, but are you thinking that they're not the only classrooms with a problem, or?
They're certainly not the only classrooms with the problem, but that's the area of the building where the floors are in the worst condition. So I see this as something we'll have to phase over a period of time.
Like the school does?
Yep, exactly.
All right, but I mean, it gets into, the ease of getting to them, after we've moved in.
Yep.
On top of things.
Yeah,
I mean, especially when you're talking, so you're taking care of the library ones and a couple of office ones?
yep. In my discussions with the vendors, they mentioned that when you do classrooms that are together, it's one containment unit, so there's significant
Cheaper,
cost savings to do it that way, so.
I'm thinking about that back hallway that Park and Rec wants to use. But I'm not sure if they really have their programs together they just wanted those 3 classrooms, a bit for future right now.
Yeah, I didn't have those as a top priority
Okay.
listed.
But then the middle hallway thing, that's town clerk or?
Yeah, those are in fairly good condition. Those 4 classrooms are probably
The best.
the best condition, yeah.
All right. Obviously, security, the door locks, stuff like that coming forward. You're reaching out to Valley and No?
Yep, Valley Communications for the electronic access and the security cameras. If we want to do the zoning, as we talked about, 3 different zones based on building usage, we would need to install 2 interior doors in 2 different hallways. So I would ask the facilities manager to look at that and get a price for that as well. The only other things would be really aesthetic things like painting, replacing ceiling tiles. There's some minor, I think there's a minor electrical, and then some cabinet installations. If the different departments or offices want some types of service counters. But in talking with the facilities manager today, it's probably something that we can handle internally and just move existing cabinets around and maybe just buy countertops.
I know it used to be, years ago, Mass Mutual was always like trying to get rid of their stuff. Is there any value to see what they have out there? Because we have a lot more floor space to fill than we're moving over.
Yeah, I am exploring one option with, one of the movers reached out to me, and they were going to receive a donation from an office move. And they were going to have excess furniture that seemed to be in pretty good condition, but I haven't heard back on that yet.
Right.
But if someone has connections over there, I'd be happy to reach out.
Okay. Obviously, the other conversation is that, like we had the staff meeting, that everybody is on board with our time frame and plan, and you're efforting that at this point. And we're gonna, I guess, a conversation at our next meeting to make sure that everybody understands we're all working together.
Yeah, I think that would be good. We never set a specific date. We were always thinking the October-November timeframe. Again, the big step that was taken was the hiring of the facilities manager,
Right.
who can give us a realistic timetable for what we want to accomplish. And then we can move forward from there. And since that'll be accomplished, well, he's been hired, but he's going to start early September. We'll have a better idea of nailing down a date.
Okay, who's reaching out to Selco to see if they want to quote on over there? Would that be Herb or would that be you, Laura?
I would ask the facilities manager to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have to figure out, do we need them to still come in here once a month, every other month, or is that, I don't see a need for it, but a need probably for Herb to come in to make sure things are still, copacetic, no leaks, stuff like that. All right.
Yeah, and in terms of building insurance and things like that, we should have some minor presence so that it's not a vacant building. And then it gets into a lot of different other issues.
Good thing we didn't have the chief on the agenda, huh? Yeah. I don't think they're busy. And, all right.
Oh, okay, here they are.
Sent you the map, Brian, I see you got it. Okay, good. All right. Right on time. Is that it for TWB? Yep. All right, great. Okay, next, we have actually one of the good things that happens with this job, citations and awards. I can recall in my many years here, I think one of the best things that we ever did was, and Brian, you probably remember in your time, Eagle Scouts and that type of thing, On the other side is the dog earrings, those are high to the low. So I'd like to invite up to the front, Jane, Michael, Cliff,
Well,
and our representatives.
yeah.
Park right on.
Jesus, broke
He's
the-
putting in a long day.
Doesn't look,
Brian and Jake,
doesn't look like
Where do you want
it.
us to go?
up here, please. We're all neighbors.
Doesn't look like there's anything.
No, the rose between two thorns. You're right in the middle, please. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Where were you at the parade?
Where was he? Is he ever?
It's a given. So,
How are you? Good to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, good to see you.
Good, you found your way back. You found your way back to town, Mike. That was great. Yeah, thank you. So,
Found your way.
Who are we doing?
so what we have here is, just for people on, the thousands of people on Zoom. The town's been fortunate over years to have people that have really dedicated their lives to serving the town as neighbors. And I have 3 individuals in front of me right now that I'm proud to call friends, and friends to everybody in town. You know, so we have, let's go in order of seniority. Cliff Bombard has served the town accountant for almost 50 years, Cliff? 53 years. You know, never a dime out of place. My gosh, he has been commended by the state for accuracy, for the free cash, just doing a terrific job. I can't believe he's finally stepping down, seriously. You know, you were here when Dad was here, just, you know, I think he hired you.
Really?
And I'm letting you go, sorry. Also, then we have, I'm gonna go Mike Cooney. Kid grew up in town, you know, just, I think, you know, well, you're on the other side of the hill from us, I think, right?
right, going
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I used to hear him shooting pebbles on the thing, whatever, no, kidding. But just a kid who grew up in town and brought service back to Hampden, really. And anybody, this is gonna sound weird, anybody who was ever pulled over by Mike knew he wanted to find out why first. How can I help you? And he was the embodiment of community policing, which was great, because, you know, he learned from some of the guys, George Stone, et cetera. It's like, find out how I can help you first and not be busting you. And I think you lived that, and I want to thank you for what you've done.
Welcome, my pleasure.
Thank you. Then we have Jane, the kid in the group. You know, boy, on came Jane. Jane also grew up in town, you know, just a good friend of mine from the get-go. And so many hats she wore in town. I can't thank you enough for all you've done. You've been a friend. One thing we always knew when somebody came into the town hall, Jane was first, and she pretty much knew everybody that walked in. Like my grandmother used to be chairman of the board of registrars, knew everybody that voted. And hey, you came earlier last year, like, oh my gosh, when does it end?
Although you didn't vote the right way. She would mention that
I
too.
think so too. Here, take this one, it's already filled out for you. Thank you.
Just put it in the thing.
Thanks.
The good old days, huh?
Thank you, State Rep. But again, Jane, I think everybody in town, we talked about this at the town meeting, and I don't know what happened to those golf clubs, we promised you. But we all miss you already.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we have a couple of people here. Jake, Ryan, you know, and let's start with the senior person.
That would be
Brian,
me.
that would be
That would be
you.
me.
Sure, that's you?
That's what they told me.
Thank you.
Thank you, John, thank you, Select Board. These are the fun parts of the job, when you get to recognize people for the work they've done, for everything they put back into the town, the community that they lived in. So it's an honor for myself and Senator Oliveira to be here to support you three. And I know also the chief could not make it tonight,
True.
but was also retiring. But on behalf of the House of Representatives, I know the Senator also do on behalf of the Senate, but we wanted to present you citations from the House of Representatives, thanking you, congratulating you for your work, for your years of service, for everything you've given back to the community. And more importantly, wish you all the best for whatever you do for the next 53 years, whatever you're going to be doing, Cliff. But these are the really special moments. You know, you put your heart and soul into the job, especially when you work in a community or you live in a community. You get to know everybody here. Sometimes it's easy to leave jobs. Sometimes it's a little tougher when your heart's there and you have the passion. See, Jane, I know it's just because I'm here you're getting emotional, but it happens a lot. My wife cries every time I come home. No, she does not.
That was right off the rails right there.
Yeah, let's edit that part. But on behalf,
instead of reading each one, I'll read one for all three of you. Be it hereby known to all the Massachusetts House of Representatives, offers its sincerest congratulations to Cliff, Jane, Mike, in recognition of your 53, 23, 22 years. 34.
Yeah, remember.
You know how long you worked here. You were here.
Hey.
He's not a numbers guy.
But the entire membership extends its very best wishes and hope for future good fortune and continued success in all your endeavors. But on a personal note, thank you so much for everything you've done. Thank you for all that you've given back to the community. And I wish you all the best in everything that you do. And this, Cliff, this is yours. Congratulations. Thank you. Suitable for refrigerators.
They're not magnetized.
Jane, thank you.
Oh, jeez. Did we do that? No, we didn't kiss her, no.
Congratulations. Thank you.
On behalf of the Massachusetts Senate, I will say I am a numbers guy, and collectively, you have over 100 years of service to the town of Hampden, not even including the chief. So that's pretty impressive for a town like this that has dedicated people working for it to ensure that essential functions of government operate. Now, Brian and I both served in local government before we got to the legislature. We know how hard it is in local government because you're the first line of defense, the closest to the people. And so when there is an issue in town, you're probably going to hear about it. It's not going to take long. And since you came from this town, you grew up in this town, you know how important it is, that personal touch. Michael, you've never pulled me over in town. I have a goal of getting pulled over in all 12 of my towns, so it'll have to go to another Hampton officer.
You heard that, Sergeant?
Yeah, so you see me speeding through, coming through, and you know what it is. I was actually coming back today, and the Pike was horrible. So thank you for your patience and moving this a little bit.
Well, how's that
later.
east-west rail thing coming?
Well, not today. Let me tell you, there was no east-west rail today.
Not in our
In fact, the Pike was shut down basically from Sturbridge to Palmer.
Mm-hmm.
So I snaked my way through Sturbridge, the Brimfield, Munson. So it was a long journey today to get back. And going in was just as bad. So
Yeah, but you said slow down for no reason, and then all of a sudden it frees up.
no reason.
Right.
But anyways, on behalf of the Massachusetts Senate, just congratulations to all three of you for your dedicated service to the town of Hampden. Brian and I have the pleasure of representing this community. It is not my smallest community in my district. In fact, Warren is smaller, so it is not the smallest community. However, it does have an outsized presence because of the people that are in this community. And I just want to thank all of you for your service to the town, starting first with Cliff, and I'll read this similar to Brian. Be it known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to all three of you in recognition of your dedicated commitment and stewardship of the town of Hampden, and be it further known that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its best wishes for continued success, that this citation be duly signed by the President of the Senate, by me, your state senator, and by our clerk. Congratulations to all three of you. Have a long and fruitful retirement. My dad, who was also a municipal employee, a teacher in Ludlow, just retired this summer as well at 77. Even though he didn't spend his entire career in Ludlow, he spent it in different communities around here. The commitment that people have to their community is unmatched, and we see that in full display in all of the communities that we represent. But congratulations to all three. Thank you.
Okay. We would be, quickly, we would be remiss not to say we also had every intention to present citations to Chief Trombley.
Yeah.
He's on a well-deserved vacation today. Okay, good for him. He'll be back. He's serving as our interim chief right now. But this was the opportunity to have Jake and Brian here today, and we certainly do acknowledge the service that Scott gave the town as well. Yeah.
Jane just said, she said, tell my mom I said hello. I said, you just missed her. She was in the parking lot because I couldn't make it back to Ludlow to get the citation. So she met me here. And yeah, I should have brought her in.
How young he is. Mom had to drive him here. And he has a learner.
You know, well, no, it was all those speeding tickets that I've acquired.
All right, so right now,
he have
now
one of
we
those
thank you,
little car
okay,
seats?
everybody? Thank you. We can, and then we're gonna have some cake. Lauren made this cake over the weekend. It is
Saying
fabulous.
I did not make it.
Yeah, I kind of got the plastic, let's manufacture plastic too.
Okay, if we could get a picture of.
Yeah, so I know.
Yeah, I know, I worked at the sheriff's department before.
Oh, okay. His parents just moved down south, so they moved to.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Carolina. They were at Tilton.
Yeah. They were talking.
Myrtle Beach area down
Let's move
there.
over, let's try and get over next time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
coaching.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went in there, when I started with them, yeah, he was there for a long time.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do now? Any plans?
Well, we're over here, so.
Oh, good.
I'm sergeant in the police
Oh,
department.
nice, my daughter went there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those for you?
And your hand.
details.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I worked at the sheriff's department for 16 years.
Wow.
Correctional officer, then walk into that manager.
Great organization.
It really is. Sheriff coach is kind of picked up with sheriff. Yeah, well, I guess he's having, I just found out yesterday, A&E, they're doing a, yeah. I'm like, sure. I'll get you a picnic.
I may go Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's supposed to be boarding, so wait, now I saw it. Yeah, that's always fun, is you see a little of everybody, especially when you're retired, you feel a little bit more relaxed there.
Is there money?
Is there money?
Michael,
So, thank you for coming.
Get in the middle, get in the middle.
You look very nice.
Get everybody?
Apparently broken. Someone just right. It could have been other. This thing just broke. It's right in the middle. Going in this middle. Usually, you know, I today was past, like, I don't know what would.
Yeah, 13 years ago.
I got out south.
Turn it off because really not supposed to turn it off. Not really supposed to turn it off.
But that's good. Sometimes it's tough.
She was in the south.
The water? Yeah.
Did I miss you?
I'm pulled over, she said, Georgia. She was on the side of the road, 25 minutes. All was recognized. Savannah, I remember. She was pretty good. This is good.
Yeah, I know, that's right. We talked about that last night.
Well done, you got a piece here already.
Oh,
Take two, they're small.
Plenty more.
I like my sweets. You probably didn't know that.
No, didn't know.
What?
You know, Marie Antoinette said, let him eat cake.
I just talked to Senator Oliver and Rep. Ash, and they do not have a check for us. There is no money coming from Boston. Thank you. So my mom was just telling them to take their cake and leave. But again, thank them for coming, and thank you to Cliff, Jane, and Mike, and to Scott as well. We'll have him in here sometime when he gives us a update. All right, so next on the agenda, we have a hiring personnel update.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. So four positions we were looking to fill. We have filled the town accountant position. That's Lisa Diamond. Her first day was today. Cliff will be helping her out hopefully the next couple weeks as he finishes up free cash. We have Herb Foley has accepted the town facilities manager position. His first day will be September 8th. While I'm not directly involved in this, the assessors are hiring for the principal assessor. They have 2 finalists, and they had finalist interviews today. I think they're looking to make a decision by the end of the week. So early next week, hopefully we'll know who they're gonna go with. And then we have the chief of police search that's currently going on. We received 12 applicants. I forwarded the board a recommendation after reviewing the applications with myself and interim Chief Trombley, and we recommended that 4 people be moved to the next phase. So it's really, I'm really looking for direction from the board as to whether you're okay moving those 4 people forward or less, or somebody else that we didn't include should be included. I'm looking for some guidance on that.
Okay. Everybody did receive the recap?
Yep.
I was comfortable with the 4 choices that were presented. Who would be doing the next phase? Is that part of the company?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What does that entail, actually, you know?
So it's assessment center, so it's a lot of interview questions, real life scenarios that they play out, and they analyze the candidates based on how they would handle
Different scenarios?
different scenarios, yeah, that are likely to come up in a community of this size.
All right, so is the board comfortable with the, basically, the 4 candidates as suggested by the chief and Brian?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. And that's it for hiring personnel update. Hang on. All right, not for nothing. Not for nothing, but why are you guys still here?
It's an open meeting.
No, I didn't know if there was something I missed on the agenda.
Well, for me, I just wanted to say goodbye to you.
Oh, great.
That's okay.
No, that's great, Mike, jeez. Have another, take some cake with you, please.
I may just do that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Don. Thank you.
For my 1-year plus.
I'll see you.
Great.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, then, all right. Next, we have a request from the Conservation Commission to appoint a couple of members.
They're associate members. They're associate members.
Right, to appoint a
I
couple
want
of
them
full-time
full
members.
membership.
Right, do we have anybody from Conservation?
I didn't even mention it to them because it was all done, we did this pretty quick. I didn't mention it to them.
So we have nobody from Conservation.
Yeah, me.
You're the clerk. Not that you weren't the leader of Conservation for many years. And we would be terrific to have you back on the board. Seriously, you did a great job when you were the chairperson of Conservation.
Thanks, well, I'm basically still that.
Not wrong.
Well, let's throw it right out there then. Anyhow, so I guess, so Tom, who's chair right now?
On paper, Tom Page is, because
Oh.
we needed, you really need to have a chairperson. And so that, I asked him if I could at least put his name on paper as the chair. So that's what,
So, because Wanda was not here enough?
Wanda, no, she's good when she's here, but she takes 2 to 3 month vacations. She's only been here several weeks since she joined the board, because she's off a lot. She bought a camper and off she goes.
Well, it's our dream for all of us, so.
So is she on or off now?
Well, you guys, at my request, put her down to an associate member.
Oh, okay.
Because what was happening was, we were having meetings with her as a member, but absent, I wasn't able to have quorums.
Yeah.
So, and I told her that, she was fine with that.
Okay.
We did? I mean, I see your letterhead here, her name isn't even on it, as either a member or associate.
No, well, I haven't heard from her several months, so I just put her on there.
I was at your meeting. Wasn't there a young lady who was interested in joining at that last meeting when you were talking to Mrs. DiAgostino about joining? There was you had a young lady there as well.
The one from North Road,
I think so, yeah.
that was her first and last time.
Okay. Oh well. Yep, it does. So right now you have 3 what you consider full-time members.
I have Tom Page, I have Greg D'Agostino, and Scott Thomas.
Didn't Marilyn want to be considered for full-time at some time? No?
Oh, Greg's mom.
Yeah.
She did, and then she has a summer place in Maine. So I'm waiting to see, she was supposed to go there all summer this year, and something happened and she didn't. But again, it would be putting somebody on that is gone for 3 months out of the year, and I really worry about having a quorum. So she's still an associate at this point in time.
Okay. All right, so you think we took official action to move Wanda from full-time to associate?
Well, you got a letter from it.
Yeah, but it would all depend about the appointment date that we gave her originally. And I don't recall an action that we took at a meeting, Don, to do something like that. Unless
So
her,
you're saying-
unless her appointment ran out, we would need, I mean, we took a vote of the board, and we appointed her from this date to this date to serve on conservation.
Yeah.
And we would have to basically rescind that appointment with a vote at our board. And I don't recall that happening, Don? No.
All right, well, she hasn't been here in
That's fine.
several, I mean, here, she hasn't been in town in several.
That's fine. There are actually ways that, I know there was, as part of the bylaws of the planning board, when I was on the planning board, that there was something in the rules and regs, if you didn't show up for a certain number of meetings, you could be considered.
I believe she also sent you a handwritten note, not you personally, the select board. I think you also, didn't she send a
I
letter?
just said to Brian, I thought she might have, after you asked her to step down, that she resigned.
Okay, we'll look into it. If we have to do something at our next meeting, we'll do it formally. Okay, just make sure that you're covered,
Effective June.
and she's not listed as a member, and mess up your quorum. Okay.
Resigned.
Anyhow, so moving forward,
He's got it here.
It seemed to say, I have emails that say she resigned effective June 1st.
And that was written by Wenda.
Yeah.
so she resigned.
Letter, though. Right, she would have resigned.
June 1st.
Yeah. She resigned as a full member.
All right, good.
but-
All right,
Okay, so you were requesting that 2 of your associate members, which were appointed to your commission at a meeting in the recent past?
Maybe July. I didn't bring all my paperwork.
So
I
they've,
probably.
so they've been serving as associates for like a month?
Yeah, about a month and a half, because they've been going on all the site inspections. Joe is particularly good with his phone and his camera, and he's taken lots of pictures for us to send to DEP and whatever. And both of them have attended we've had a lot of site inspections because we have a lot of violations going on right now.
Okay. Well, one thing, we have your memo from August 6th. And the one thing that it did say in your memo is that Eric and Joe would gladly meet with your board. So I think that would be something we would be in favor of.
When is your next meeting?
I believe it's September 2nd, right? Yeah,
Okay, I'll get them in.
great. Quiz them on different type of plants, stuff like that,
And we got.
Well, Joe has a degree in environmental
And
science.
he can quiz us.
We have, at the same time,
Which one's poison ivy?
we got a letter from Wanda here that says, please put me as an associate member of the Conservation Commission as I am currently traveling and unavailable to help. But that was as of June 1st. So she wanted to go down to associates. We could do it all at the same time.
Well, they
They
appoint associates, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if Eva receives the resignation or whatever, that is full-time, or we rescind the appointment, I guess we would have to take, we would have to take action, or she's resigned. She's resigned.
Yeah, right, it wants to
And
be an
she's
associate.
applying to you, I'd like to be an associate. And that's your action right there. That's your choice.
Yep.
And if you could have Eric and Joe
Yes.
for the 2nd, that'd be great.
Eric, yeah, and then that would give me 5 members,
Yeah, and then
which is,
chat with
which is much more workable.
Oh,
with
sure.
3.
Oh, yeah,
You know, because I don't want to make those last minute phone calls. Please come in, turn on your computer, do something.
Great,
All right.
okay.
Okay.
Good, how's Ken doing?
Better, he's doing better, yeah. Yeah, he's walking, without a cane now, and,
Excellent.
yeah. So don't ever get Lyme disease. All right, so that I can assume that after September 2nd, is that what you said?
Yeah, yeah.
That then they would be full-time members, full members, voting members,
We'll see how they do on the plant quiz,
right?
Right.
Wetland indicator species.
Yeah, there you go, thank you, yeah.
All right, thanks.
Show them pictures of different vernal ponds around town.
Yeah.
See how they do.
And before I leave, I'm just I'm sending you more information when on the violations
Yeah,
and
we-
whatever, just so that you're up to date on what's going on.
We really appreciate what you
Yeah.
sent us today, that was very informative.
Yeah, I mean, some people think conservation is just,
No, I mean, that thing you sent us the note about, I had been contacted by the town manager in East Long Meadow.
yes,
They are very concerned what's going on.
Yes.
So staying on top of it, we really appreciate that.
right, well, the next call is, I have to call the state tomorrow on that.
Okay, take some home to Ken.
Is your next meeting this Wednesday? Did you have enough?
Yeah, we are meeting Wednesday, yeah, so if you want to come,
You want to
If I can make anyone, if not, where I'd probably Zoom in.
yeah, either way.
Either way.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Good.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Good night.
We have a request to appoint 2 cadet and junior firefighters. I would have thought the fire department would be here. However, in light of the alarms we heard during the beginning of the meeting, they're probably out on a call right now. So, do you have any background on either of these, Brian?
They're previously part of the,
Cadet program?
They're already
It was part of the
cadets, we
cadet
just
program.
didn't do appointment slips for them, so we're just
Okay.
doing them to be safe.
Oh, these is,
I didn't ask them to
was it
come
2 or
in.
3 kids that came in that time?
There's a third one that left already.
Okay, great. So we have to sign the appointment slips for Darren Chapman of 67 Sessions Drive and Joshua Sheehan from 3 Lee Lane in Wilbraham. And they've already appeared before us.
Yeah, they already
Right,
voted.
right, so sign these. Select Board newsletter update. Brian, you provided us with a draft.
yep.
I did chat with Becky about this, and she says, okay, if we print that and have it ready for them for Wednesday, it can go in this month's. Or we would have to do the printing of the page. So we have a chance to read over what,
I did, I thought it was excellent.
more pictures would be nice.
Grammatically correct and seemed to have the right punctuation.
ChatGPT. No, I'm just kidding.
Pictures, more pictures, come on.
And
Now
I
is-
think, and I think next month we have to do it better. I was remiss in doing anything, I have to admit it.
Well, you've only got one side, that's nice. Look, if you want to throw something on the other side, what we're doing, throw the picture of what we just did tonight and thank those 3 people, on the other backside of it.
Yeah, that's a
You know,
good thing.
Right,
4 people.
but I'm saying, put that on there and show,
Okay?
Oh, I need to print it?
well, you have to print it,
Oh, I have to print it.
because they need it for the collation on Wednesday.
Who's got the picture?
You didn't take one?
I'll figure out something.
Lauren took
I
some.
don't have any, but
I'll send a couple to you right now.
You take some?
No, the assistant and Tommy Vaughn and picking which ones they like.
Guess the picture.
Send the picture and do that. All right, we did the appointments, folks. We did the select board newsletter update. Where, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm sending the picture to the people who want to see it. There you go. Okay, 150 in townhouse planning committees. Okay, I guess we have one person interested in being on both. John, thank you. We appoint you to both. You're the chair. Good luck, get some people. Thank you.
See you next meeting.
Right. Your budget, like this. Should have asked Jake before he left. Yeah, really. So I have heard from some people that are interested, but obviously they're not here. I think sometimes the summer's a little hard to get people to show up to meetings. So if we could, you know what? Put the picture, no, put the picture on the top part of it, put an announcement, we're looking for people for
yeah.
both committees on the back, on the bottom half of that back page, and we're done. What do you think?
Good.
Yeah, that'll
Good.
fill that
Yeah.
second side, all
Awesome.
right?
Okay.
Put it on website, Facebook,
Yeah, as well.
sign here. Lauren loves doing that.
Yeah,
You want something on the sign here about?
yeah.
Yeah, but she can't reach the top row, right?
Get a chair. Get a chair.
I'm chair, I'm not helping.
Oh, you gotta kneel down on your back.
All right. Anyhow, so let's get it out there and put it on for September. All right.
2028,
Lauren, huh?
2028,
Yes,
it's 150th.
yeah. Lauren, why don't you tell us about that payphone?
I had a Wilbraham resident come in last week asking if he could take the payphone that is outside. Apparently he collects them, said it does not work. And I said I wasn't sure if the town owned it, but it seems like it's owned by Verizon, correct?
Mhm.
So does he have permission to contact Verizon and see if he can take it?
Sure, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
I mean, did he actually put a quarter in first, or?
I don't know, I'll make sure it doesn't work before I give him a
Are they
call.
still a quarter? When was the last time you stopped?
Is there any money in it?
Been a long time.
Right?
Should check
That's a
out
good-
first.
That's a good question.
Hmm?
Could be
Does it
some
work?
money.
Do you have a quarter? Yeah, all right. So,
Or try to use it.
okay.
You can tap.
Before we go to executive session, select board reports, I have nothing to report. And Don, perhaps you'd give us an update on the planning meeting.
Okay, well, we had our planning meeting, and basically, the discussion centered around the amendments to the regional agreement. The Wilbraham Select Board at this point is not planning to have a fall town meeting, so the amendments would not come before the town at that time. But I suggested that we should really push to get that done, because it would give us an opportunity to want to do one or two things. Number one, if the town's voted for it, it would give the school committee some, time to plan, get the amendments in place. or if certain articles, particularly the article revolving around the Wilbraham Middle School and who's to pay for the capital expenses, doesn't pass, then we wouldn't know what to do. We could make another attempt at the spring town meeting to change the amendment to something that would be feasible for both towns. The Wilbraham Select Board member said that they're still interested with us to negotiate an agreement on that. I told him, I don't know what there's to negotiate, if I think our position is the same, but I would check with our board, but we obviously would be happy to meet at some point to say.
I think I reported that a couple meetings ago that they reached out about that.
Yeah.
If there's something new, we're not
Right.
interested in sitting here and going over the
The
same.
same thing, right? The other issue that came up was the guidance that the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education sent out regarding the budgeting process. And there was a great concern to the Wilbraham Select Board, the Wilbraham Finance Committee, because basically what Desi said was that the budget that the school committee votes on has to be presented to the towns, as is, including the capital expenditures, as is.
I'm sorry, inclusive in the budget, or as is, it could be separate articles, or all have to be one omnibus thing?
As is, it could be separate articles.
Okay.
Could be separate articles. And their attorney said that, well, what you could do is have the school committee budget one warrant article, and then a second warrant article for the finance committee. But I don't believe that that works, because I think if you don't vote for the assessment, it's dead.
It's a 1/12 thing.
It's well, you gotta go back to another town meeting or something like that, so.
I live with 1/12 on two.
Right, so that's the kind of discussion that's going on now, so. We
That's got a
agreed,
black letter, I thought, right there. I didn't think there was a lot of question about that stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, no?
So, the other thing is that the superintendent said that and the reason the Wilbraham Select Board wasn't going forward with it in the fall town meeting was they were waiting for DESI's new board, the new DESI board, which was going to promulgate new regulations, but the superintendent spoke to them and they said, the regulations they promulgate aren't going to change anything within the only thing that may change inside the agreement is the reference. And they said, what you can just do, by amending, but you don't have to go to town meeting to amend that. So that's where we are. So if anything, nothing's changed, I don't think, in our position.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the interesting thing they don't talk about, we brought it up before, is that voting thing inside the school committee, and just, that they have to, like, the representation.
Yeah, right,
part.
right.
Now they need an Excel sheet every time they take a vote, like,
Yeah, they
you
have,
counted.
they have weighted voting, yeah. The other thing superintendent did say that they asked what items that we thought we would carve out, and I explained that I thought we would carve out that we shouldn't have to pay for the ventilation system problems, or the doors and locks, the security things, because those are long-term benefits. The superintendent said that they've asked the Mass School Building Board to look at the schools and they've entered the program. If the Mass Building decides to do it, then they would get 52% reimbursement of the cost of the windows and doors, which would mean Wilbraham would have to pay the 47%, but we would have to pay 20% of the 47%.
Oh.
So if it went to a unified school.
Remember the last thing they got from MSBA, that was the roof, and then before that, I think they had Sewell Road had a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah.
And the MSBA is out there this week looking at the buildings. So we should have some.
I mean, everyone, what's at the back of the mind, like at what point do you say MSBA, any appetite for the middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we are in it.
All right, thank you, Don. Town administrator report.
This morning, we had the first of hopefully at least be twice-a-year meetings, maybe quarterly meetings with the transfer station employees to just check in with them. We talked about kind of give them a background of the financial position of the transfer station, asked them if there's ways that they knew that we could increase revenue or decrease expenses. And we just had a good conversation about ways to improve the service there. So that'll be something that we can continue on an ongoing basis. Because in more ways than one, they're kind of siloed outside at the, they're kind of up there and away from all the other town employees. So we'll try to get improved communication with them moving forward. I don't know if anybody on the board wants to touch on this. The last, not regular meeting of the select board, we met with the inspector general. I don't know if somebody wants to talk about that or I'll talk about it.
Yeah, but the IG came in, Ben Shapiro? Jeff Shapiro. After 15 minutes of Don and Jeff talking about different things they knew in the AG's office and time at the Middlesex DA's office, and what the view was from the penthouse at the State House.
22nd floor.
22nd floor, excuse me. After that part of my life was ended, we actually talked about the reason we came there. Brian and I woke up, and he just was circling around the state, introducing what the IG does. It was informative. We all talked about what we thought was the biggest thing was working on a 30B requirements. Procurement is huge in a small town like this, and if it could be streamlined and made more relevant to basically what purchasing is nowadays. What was $5,000 when they wrote this thing, X number of years ago, is not even realistic to what you're spending nowadays for that. We all saw that with the increase in the highway department building, in just the 2-year span where it doubled. So all in all, it was a good meeting. We left with an agreement for him to put his signs in Don's yard. And and I knew Brian enjoyed it. Right?
Yeah, it was a good meeting.
It was good. It is good to see, put a face to a name, and it is nice to see somebody from Boston coming out to Western Mass and not making the comment, oh, I had to change my watch. Boy, so far out here. And, it's been rare in my time to see actually a level official coming out this way. All right. Last week, I did sign the warrant for the payroll warrant and the AR warrant and the amounts as given by the town accountant. And Lauren is going to research those amounts so we have them in our minutes for, right? Okay. All right, and we're off next week, but as of September 2nd, I believe the board is resuming its weekly meetings, correct?
Correct.
Because we are going to be, and for the agenda on the 2nd, I would like to have an item on there for the special town meeting. Okay. It's actually not too late even, Brian, to send out the standard memo right now to every department. Maybe not wait for the staff meeting, but send it out now. Because you don't know, some of these boards only meet once a month, so they're only going to have 2 meetings before the special town meeting.
Do we want to target, pencil in?
By the end of September at the latest, I would say.
I mean, the town meeting date.
Oh, town meeting date, I thought was going to be the last Monday in
Right, so
October.
it's the last Monday. Do we want to?
So we really haven't given them a lot of notice about putting in warrant articles. We're down to 2 months.
Do you want to close the
We
warrant?
want to close it, I guess is the question.
Yeah, I mean, but we've barely given them a chance to submit an article. I mean, we're already hearing from potentially Park and Rec would like us to buy them a truck.
I have an ongoing list that I.
Right, you're saying fortunately the bridge is coming off because you're going to use chapter 90 money.
Yep.
For the highways, that's good. Potentially a couple of cruisers, I would think at least 1, if not 2. We may have to reinvestigate, well, putting more money towards the facility manager.
Yep.
Are we gonna need more money for upgrades at Thornton Burgess? That type of thing.
Yeah, the biggest issue we need to solve is the HVAC.
Right. You know, I think it'd be limited, but you can't cool the cafeteria,
Right.
you know,
I think we target areas we're gonna occupy
right.
initially.
Fortunately, I think with the drop ceilings, you can easily do something in a long venting system coming along, but,
Yeah,
all right.
it's on my to-do list for the
Okay,
facilities manager.
but I think sending out, if we're going to set a date right now, what date, if we send out a memo, we must have a warrant article request by, let's say, we're meeting the 2nd, the 8th, and the 15th, right?
Post on the 13th. If we're doing October 27th, we need to post no later than the 13th, so we'd want to give a little time.
Oh,
October 6th.
oh, no. So we're meeting the 2nd, the 8th, the 15th. I would say they need to get articles to us for us to think about inclusion, like September 22nd at the latest.
Yeah.
22nd.
Then you got the advisory committee hearing and
Right,
everything.
the whole thing, and that's actually, it's different dates for a special. I mean, I would consider even the 15th. If you put out that memo this week,
Yeah,
I would say they have to put things to us by the 15th. That's a month. How do you feel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
15, I think.
Yeah,
You know, and then that'll still give them a little bit of leeway if they put something.
right, so if we need to fix something, we
Yeah.
can, but we gotta know now. We can't be, we don't wanna go through like we did, what was it, 3 years ago, or it seemed like it was just.
yeah. What do we do for petitions? Do we set a specific date for petitions to be submitted?
Is there any rumor of something?
No, but you never know.
Yeah.
I'll go back and try to see
Yeah.
what we did.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make it
I
a
thought we-
deadline for that as well.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing strategy with regard to collective bargaining or litigation, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigating position of the public body, and the chair so declares. And relevant to
The
the
highway.
contract for the highway union. Why is it
So
called
moved.
patrol? Without a return to open session.
So moved.
All in favor, John Flynn, aye?
Don Gilmore, aye.
Eric Vanderleeden, aye.
All right.